Mhm.
Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to Religiously Nerdy. And today we're going to talk about Miss Marvel, the show that just finished at Disney Plus. So I'm Toby, and I'm here with Toyin and Ellie.
Hello. All right
So
then.
let's get started on our discussion. So, who wants to start with their thoughts?
I kind of want to start backwards and work our way forward, but I don't want to do that because it'll just start immediately with spoilers.
Yeah.
I still want to preface this and say this is not a spoiler-free review.
Nope.
No, this is
Definitely
spoilers
not.
everywhere.
Spoilers every up and down.
So make sure you watch this before you listen.
Or if you don't mind spoilers, then you're fine.
Or if you don't mind spoilers, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess for me, at first, I really wasn't into it. I was all aboard for it because, Muslim superhero, but then I was kind of like, I kind of fell off and I wasn't into it. And I was like, let me just give it a chance. It's only 6 episodes. I can just sit here and watch this. And I ended up liking it more than I thought I would like it. It got really emotional a little bit, especially towards the end. But I mean, at first, it was learning because I watched it with my family. And so my sister, because I'm her only introduction to Islam, she had no idea about the partition, which I didn't know about until I became Muslim and I heard it from other Desi folks, especially like, Pakistani folks. And so we had like a brief moment. I was like, yes, this happened. This is real. This is based on true events. Like the partition actually happened. So there was that whole thing that I liked that it was, I don't want to say historically accurate, but it did have a little piece of history in there that I appreciated, that I knew a little more about to it. But other than that, it was really cute and quirky. Kamala Khan is a cute little character, and the actress that plays her, I cannot remember her name, but she's
Iman Vellani.
Yeah, she's so cute. She's so precious. I want to pinch her
cute.
little cheeks.
Yes, her smile.
Cheekies. I like her cheeks too. So.
Her cheeks are just so big. I just want to pinch her little cheeks.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your initial thoughts.
So, Toyin and I were huge Miss Marvel fans from the beginning, like from when the first when the first volume of the comic came out. We like get one on it, started reading the comic when we were like 16, so we were like her age when we were starting it, and we were relate to it so much, even though we're not Pakistani. We still relate to it because we're all Muslim, young Muslim women. So yeah, so we were on it. We were catching up with it, following it, and everything. So, of course, this was my favorite Disney Plus show just because of my Miss Marvel bias of like it being one of my first Marvel comics. My first one was Hawkeye, then this one, Miss Marvel, was my second one, and then after this, I started reading like Marvel comics like all across the board. So like this was like really my introduction to Marvel comics. And also the Marvel universe in general. Like I started getting into the movies and everything after this. So like Miss Marvel pretty much was the start of my Marvel obsession.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And their comic
But what
books
are your
pretty
first
recent,
impressions
though.
of the show? Yeah.
Okay, so of course I knew the show was gonna be great because I knew the comic. And I loved it from the beginning from the first episode. They made some changes from how she got her powers, but I still liked how the show did it. Like it was the whole like speaking out thing was still a part, like how her speaking out of the house to go to the Avengers Con. They changed it to the Avengers Con, but in the comics it was just to a normal party. I like how they made that difference in the show, and I get like see more of her nerdy side from that, which I like. And how and the only thing I really was not so happy about was that she was an Inhuman in the comics, but they changed it up in the show. So like that was just something I didn't really like, but in the end, I still enjoyed the show overall. And yeah, how about Toyin?
I guess. Okay. So again, similar to Toby, of course. read the comics like when they were coming out. I was like her age, so and I was already a Marvel movie fan. So same as her, I was like already obsessed with like what the MCU had at the time. And at that time, it was only like it wasn't that much yet. Like you know how
Yeah, it was
right
like
now there's
phase
like
two. It
20
was only
plus
like
movies
phase
or whatever.
two.
Back then it was just like phase 2 just started or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, the show, I think it was really for the fan, and especially if you knew the comics, you can catch all the references and things like that. But even at Kamakala Khan, like seeing like and Iman Vellani's portrayal of her, like it brought me back to my high school days, you know, being a nerd and things like that. And I was on YouTube as well, you know, like doing all that stuff. And then even though I'm not Pakistani, like we're still have parents who are immigrants, so like we also have those similarities as well and things like that, and of course being Muslim and stuff. Yeah, the whole show again, like the Disney Plus, there was not enough episodes, so I did also didn't really like. I still liked episode like 4 and 5, like I still liked them, but I was more into like episode 1 and 2 and then episode 6. Like those are my favorite episodes of the show.
Mm.
Like the other, like the whole Red Dagger like storyline was way too short and not like really expanded upon. And that's a huge thing in the comics. Like that was a whole arc, you know. So, but again, it's not really their fault. It's really more of how they're quickly they're taking out these Disney Plus shows. And
Like, why did it all have to be 6 episodes and short? Like, I don't like that. Like, none of us do.
Like, it's too short. And I had the same issue with you. I had the same issue with the other show. Yeah, what you're saying, Elizabeth.
But like it being 6 episodes kind of didn't make me want to watch it because I was just like, I can just watch this anytime. It's 6 episodes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I own the very first Miss Marvel comic book, so I was like, okay, because someone actually recommended it to me, and I was like, okay, so I decided to read it, and I was like, oh snap. So I remember when the show first came out, there was a lot of discussion. I'm gonna say discussion about, you know, her powers being different. And for me, it wasn't that big of a deal, especially after I watched the show and saw that she still could stretch out her limbs. It was just a little bit different.
That's the thing. Like when we saw the last episode, you were like, okay, like yes, like
it's
that's
fine,
what I need.
fine, I'm good, happy.
Like okay, this is what I needed.
It's just sparkly, stretchy arms. That's all it is.
And when she embiggened, I was like screaming on the inside, like, because like that's like a huge like
but I was confused when she embiggened because it was like she had practiced this power before. And so I was like, what?
Apparently there was a training sequence. Apparently there was a training sequence when she was in Karachi, but we did not see it. You know what I mean?
Couldn't focus on that because of the how short the episode lengths are and short to show in general.
Apparently she had a training sequence. I mean, she did have one with Bruno, which I like that training sequence, the one she had with Bruno.
Yeah, like in the second episode,
But she did like more stuff with the Red Dagger. Okay, cool. But we didn't see it.
Right, but we never saw that. We like all the thing we saw of the Red Daggers was the entrance of them actually like introduction to the Red Dagger, and then bim bam boom, they're getting attacked. So like there really wasn't much for the Red Daggers. And I mean, I guess another thing, and this probably goes into the cultural, the Muslim like community response to it, because it really was, I mean, I didn't see a lot of negativity, but I also wasn't paying attention because I like never went through any of the tags except for the one response that I saw. But like how do I put this into words? There are some things about it, like them talking about like, oh yeah, we're Jins. And I was like,
it was like, okay, that was weird too. That was weird, but I knew they were lying, but like it was still weird. Like I knew that wasn't like true. Like obviously she's not like whatever, but the way they like said it, again, people have different views on Jin and stuff. I think it depends on your culture. Some people are turned off of it. Some people think it was totally fine because Jins necessarily, they're good and bad Jins, you know. But yeah, sorry I interrupted you. But like, there's many ways to think about that scene. But that was kind of problematic for me. But what about you?
And that's what Kamala's dad was telling Bruno, or Brian, excuse me.
Brian, that's his name.
And so I was like, because when I explained to my sister, she was like, "What's a Jin?" Because I was like, "Oh, really?" When it came on, and I basically explained to her, I was like, "Jins are like unseen beings," and I was like ghosts.
Yeah.
But there's good and bad ones, and so she was like, "Oh, okay." And so she kind of got confused towards the end. She was like, "How are they getting stabbed and hurt if they're ghosts?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
exactly.
There's a lot that I don't understand with the plot point of them being Jins. Because then they're like, yeah, we're Jins, and then also we're clandestine. And I'm like, I need you
what are you?
to pick one. Because it was kind of confusing. So it was like in my brain, I'm thinking, you know, Najma saying, yeah, we're Jins, we're clandestine.
I think they're just clandestines because also I'm not too much, I don't know, I'm not aware of that too much, but in the Marvel comics, there is a whole clandestine thing. So I think we're just going to go with that.
Yeah. That seems like the safest option because it was confusing the heck out of me. And I know like a lot of people, well, I know especially from like the reviews that and things that we had on our Facebook page, people were like, I really didn't like that they ended up deciding, oh yeah, Jins. So I feel like that was pretty big of an issue. But also, one of the things that I appreciated and was shocked at was a brown person marrying a black person.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I want to talk about episode by episode highlights that I liked, but yeah, I continue.
sorry. So sorry. My thoughts are like scattered. But like after,
no worries.
Because this was such a big thing. Like one of my Islamic teachers' wives posted, she was like, I just saw this episode and I'm genuinely shocked that this happens. Like you never hear about this happening. And she was like, hopefully this will encourage like a new generation of people actually wanting to integrate with marriage. And people in her comments were like, that happens all the time. And
it depends. I know someone personally who married a black person and they are brown. Like I know one person, but that's
like everyone knows one person.
But it's just one. It's just
one person.
But I mean, it doesn't mean it doesn't happen, you know?
It doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but we all know just one couple.
What I did like about first of all, one of the only times I see like black Muslims on TV was when I watched We Got Lady Parts, but now this is like the second time I'm seeing it. So, and there was also that one character from Black Lightning, but that was it. Like, you don't see this a lot, obviously. So the black Muslim girl that we meet in episode 2 called Taisha she's like a black convert Muslim based on the comic. She's a black convert. And the actor who also plays her is also a black convert. So it's really interesting that they like kind of did that. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I like that.
And like the actor who plays Amir, like they actually know each other in real life.
They knew each other before.
So they already have like a sort of relationship.
Oh wow.
So it's like them being cast in the same thing. Oh, it's like it's pretty nice, you know.
They might as well get married now.
Yeah. And the photo, remember that funny photo we kept seeing? Oh, I invited my wife to the party. And I
invited my wife to my wedding.
To my wedding. And then they had the actor from like the show and then his actual wife was in the photo. So people were like, what is this? It was hilarious.
Get another wife. It's fine. You can have 2 wives. It's okay. Just kidding.
Anyway, so what I wanted to say about what I liked, I like how the show like had no racism towards this character at all. Like that happened in the show. There was no like anything like that, which was nice. They're just like, oh, this person is black. They didn't even like care at all that she was black. I like how they just.
Like you didn't see it like at least family wise. I mean, in the comics they talk about it more.
In the show, they
But
like
even
didn't.
in the comics, it's not like the parents didn't like her. That wasn't like a thing. The
That
issue
was
was
not an
that,
issue.
oh, how do you think other people might think of this relationship type thing, you know?
But they didn't even like do
Yeah,
anything like that
in
on
the
the show.
comics, it is. They do that.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Shut up.
Okay. Also, Elizabeth, you should read the comics.
You should read the comics, first of all.
I told you,
Especially
I
if you
referred
like,
to one.
especially if you like the
Continue it.
character a lot, and then again the show, 6 episodes. You want more, right? So yeah.
And I like how
It is long though. There is a lot of chapters, of course, because it's been like
it's been out for a year.
almost like 10 years.
8 years now, I think. Yeah.
Since
Anyways.
So yeah, I guess. Do you want to go? How else do you want to continue? Do you want to go episode by episode and what we think about it, or like what do you want to do?
Sure, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So episode 1, the introduction, and what I highlights that I liked about episode 1 was cosplay in general, like how Kamala Khan was trying to make her Captain Marvel cosplay, and I kind of relate to that because she was like, there's a scene where she was looking at the costume saying, oh, is this too tight or not? Oh, should I like this like thing around my waist and stuff like that? And like, that's relatable because I also have those thoughts as a cosplayer and stuff like that. Because I don't like skin tight things either, but also at the same time, like, you like these characters and you want to cosplay them, so what do you do type thing. So.
But you forgot to mention that you had cosplayed Miss Marvel.
Oh yes, I also cosplayed.
You also have done it.
Yeah, that was my second cosplay that I've done, that I've made, was Miss Marvel. Yeah, first one was Sailor Mercury, second one Miss Marvel. So, yeah, what everyone else's thoughts about episode 1?
I liked the fact that it started off just talking about Muslim nerds because that's the entire purpose that we do here. But like, because like it wasn't shy. It was very much like, these are some weird nerdy Muslims.
Yes.
Like these are like obsessed. Like this girl is obsessed with the Avengers. Like she is a ride or die for the Avengers. And then you have her friend, I can't remember her name.
Nakia or?
Yes, Nakia. And then you have Nakia, who was like also a nerd. And you can tell just by the way she was talking about Super Mario. And I was like, yes. She was talking about Super Mario Smash Bros. And I was like, she's about to kill somebody. And you can tell she's about to kill somebody by the way she's talking about it. But like, I appreciated that. And I also appreciated Bruno.
Yes,
because he was just in the middle of all this. And he like was accepting of cultures instead of trying to be like weird about it. Like it shocked me when he was speaking Urdu and I was like, my God. You don't have to be so invested. But I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate. And it's like, we also have like, we have a lot, majority of friends are white. Just because.
Not now, but
no, like now, but when we were in like high school and stuff, like our majority of friends were white. And they was like, oh, Bruno is relatable because I also had a friend like that. So yeah.
Yeah, like again, same episode 1, nerd. Again, I relate to Kamala Khan, so it's basically thinking back to my high school days. That's throwback, and then also like being in a like in school doodling and like not paying attention in class because I was thinking about MA instead.
Not paying attention.
Or I was drawing some anime character, or I was playing Pokemon on my iPhone emulator, or I was doing something.
Oh my gosh, how the iPhone emulator.
Oh my God.
Committed to the craft.
Things like that, you know? And like, yeah, just like having the nerdy friends and stuff. And then like, I mean, like, again, like microaggression, like, you know, that the friend, what's her name again?
Nakia?
No, the girl who like
Oh,
like,
the person she saved at the party. Yeah.
yeah, like her, like like
Like,
you mentioned, like,
I
necklace.
chose her name is Zoe, but I chose
Zoe.
not to remember her name. But at the end of it, she kind of low key redeemed herself. So
Yeah,
and she
but
redeemed
that's
herself in the
also her
comics
character
too. So
arc.
we all knew like what was
She also has a character arc in the comics where she does redeem herself too. Like that's a thing in the comics as well. But yeah, just having people like just not knowing the culture, just I mean, like whatever, like it's fair, you know.
Mhm.
And then Avengers Con, I wish there was Avengers Con in real life. I would go to it.
That's basically Comic-Con.
It's basically Comic-Con, but this is just Avengers. Just Avengers, you know? That'd be fun. And I did like the Easter eggs they had in that party showing
Yeah,
off.
the Gone but Not Forgotten. R.I.P. Robert Down.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Iron Man. R.I.P. Black Widow. I'm just calling by their government names. Excuse
R.I.P.
me.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. R.I.P. R.I.P.
End of an era, you know? You're in the next phase now. You're
The
inducing
next
more
generation.
diverse characters, you know, and I'm loving all of it. All right.
we'll talk about episode 2 now.
Sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I liked about episode 2 was of course the introduction to Taisha and pretty much the relationship with Kamala and her brother is kind of cute. Good
Yeah.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because in the comics he wasn't as nice, I feel like, in the comics than in the show. So I
You
thought
can
that
pick up
kind
the
of,
tone of the comic.
yeah. So it was cool that they they got along with each other more better in the show. And yeah, also Nakia is hilarious.
Oh, I love her.
I like that whole scene during the Eid sequence, like that whole scene about like running for a board member or something.
Yeah, running for board member.
That was cool. She's funny. And she's like that in the comics too, so it's like
It took me a second to register because I was like, this is the same person that's in high school, right?
Yeah.
and she's
I guess you
already
can join the
I
board
was like,
whenever.
she's registering for she's trying to run for the board and be in high school at the same time. I was like,
Hey,
you're doing a lot.
these Gen Z
You're
people.
having some glass ceilings right now.
These
So,
Gen
like,
Z people.
like, you're doing a lot. Why do you care this much?
Hey, these Gen Z people are like this.
I know.
When they were both interrupting like the imam, I was like, woo-wee.
What is
the comics
going on?
as well. I like how they like put exact lines taken from the comics.
Oh, exact lines.
Yeah. I like those.
Oh, also episode 2, good scene about, you know, just showing the mosque in general. Not a lot of people know
what happens in there.
like.
Yeah.
So that's very great transparency for people to see. You know, education is good. It's good to learn about other people's cultures. It's not like there's nothing wrong with that. So like, and people don't care either. People like learning about these things.
I like how they had the little ramp thing for the auntie that was sitting in the chair. I was like, every mosque should be ADA.
More accessible.
Like this.
Yeah.
I agree.
I was like, that is so cool. And then I was like, I want to know exactly what the women's section looks like. Because if it looks like the women's section in every other masjid, because the way they was complaining about it.
It's real. These are real complaints that happen.
Those are real complaints, y'all. The women's section of the masjids never be up the same way as the men's section of the masjid. It never is. And if they tell you otherwise, they're probably lying about something.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else was okay? I also love the training sequence. The training sequence. Classic. Every superhero origin story has one.
Origin stories have one, yeah.
Yep. And it's always with their best friend or something, you know.
Of course. And like her powers are like her cool like platform making things. They're pretty interesting. I don't know, that's new. That's pretty cool, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
That's a new thing to see.
Is it episode 3 where the little boy that's taking a selfie?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna save my thoughts. You said something about the platform, so I was like, okay. I wanted to make sure I was catching.
I think the end of episode 2 was when she had to save the boy from.
Was that? Yeah.
That was episode 2.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened. Yeah. In that episode.
Okay, so
And he stole the
first of all,
shoes. Come on.
You stole the shoes. He was the one. Stole Nakia's shoes.
I was just that little boy. Why was you up there in the first place?
I
Like,
know.
I know.
Some people are
like
some kids
he
are
had
ridiculous.
no common sense. He had no fear. And I'm like, okay, I applaud you. You ain't got no fear, but like, at what cost are you trying to get this selfie that you're leaning out?
Why?
Kids these days. I don't even
He
know.
was doing some dangerous stuff and didn't think about it. It's like, oh snap! Oh my god! But like when she kind of got up there, you know, at the Eid festival, which was really nice that they showed an Eid
Mhm.
festival. I wish
Yes.
it would have lined up for Eid for it to be
So
on
if I
Eid.
actually be on E,
It was
but I guess
close.
they
It
didn't.
was close enough.
Close enough.
It
But
was
not
close
quite.
enough.
But not quite.
It was close enough. But like, I love that they showed an Eid festival. I personally never seen an Eid festival before.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh snap. And I'm Muslim, so like, I don't know, maybe I'm doing
Mhm.
something wrong.
Every
But like, I've
Muslim
never seen
has
a
different experiences. Like Eid
Mhm.
festivals, maybe you just never.
But they aren't
seen one.
happening as much because of COVID recently. But yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But like, that was a banging Eid festival.
Yeah, it was nice.
Mhm.
Pretty fun.
That was a banging Eid festival. Of
Bruno
course,
was there, you know.
you had my
In the
boy
park.
Bruno here in Daisy clothes.
All the clicks, accurate.
All the accurate. The Illuminantes was probably the best one. Probably the best. My sister was dying over the. Oh yeah, Aisha killed a man. I was like, girl,
Where did I
I
even
heard she
go?
killed a man
How
dead.
did I
She
even get to
did.
that point?
But she did
How did you
kill a
get to
man.
that point though?
But she did kill a man.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I know
like,
that all the rumors were true.
No, you're true, but
You find out all.
it was just how it was. It was
Just
how
how it was
the
said.
information was given.
Yes, of course.
She killed a man dead.
and you see that later in episode. What's it, episode 5? And we see
4
that
or
later.
5.
4 or 5. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, let's
No.
move on to episode. Let's move on to episode 3.
Wait,
So the
hold up. We have to
wedding.
backtrack real quick
Oh.
because
Okay.
I have to file a complaint of something that happened in episode 1 when
Okay.
Ben called her Nightlight, and I
Oh,
never
nope.
let it go.
No.
Nightlight. Why did they come with that word? I'm confused. Like, why
Because in
choose that?
episode 2, when she was saving that little boy,
Yeah.
and I was like, look, it's Nightlight. It
Why
took me
did
out of your
why?
version. I was no longer and like invested in the safety of that little boy. I was just pissed off that they called
That
her.
boy was like after those kids sometimes. You know? Any other last thoughts?
Wait, episode 2 or 1?
No, that was it. That was it for me. Sorry, I just had to. I had
No
to go.
worries.
It's good. It's good. It's all good.
So episode 3 was the wedding, which was great.
So
Weddings
cute.
be like that.
I love how
If you're
they.
a person of color, all your weddings are kind of like that.
Oh my gosh.
But I love
They have
how
those
they
big
did the
dances.
saying
everything.
"I do"
Yeah.
3 times because
And that's
what
true.
we
That's
do.
it.
Mm-hmm.
In Islamic weddings, they do that 3 times. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
they ask that 3 times. And yeah,
Really? I
that,
learned
yeah.
so much from this
Mhm.
because I had no idea what was cultural and what was not. So a
Yeah.
lot of the time I was like, is this true?
That is Islam. The Islamic saying "I
3
do" 3
times.
times is a Muslim thing.
Okay. Y'all, I am a
Mhm.
convert. I'm still a baby in my knowledge.
Mhm.
I'm not like born Muslim, immigrated family. I am a convert.
And that is
Mhm.
valid and that is great. You know,
Their wedding was
Aisha
really
is a
nice.
convert, so that's something you can relate to. Mhm.
Their wedding
Yeah,
was
Torn
really
and
nice.
I were not converts. We're like born Muslim. Yeah.
But we're not Desi, so that's another thing that I don't relate to sometimes.
Yeah, I'm
But
not
we were
Desi.
surrounded by Desi Muslims.
The daisies
We are a minority in our minority.
But
Yeah,
like I knew
minorities in
about
our
the partition
minority.
already. Like I learned about that already. Like I knew all of
Yeah.
it.
Old news.
Yeah.
But anyways, So the
Wedding
wedding
was
scene
fun.
was
I
great.
actually
It
did
was
like the action scene. I did. Some people said they didn't like the action. I actually like the
I
action
did like the
scene.
action in the end. I
It
did like
shows you
After
how
at
new
the
she
end,
is at fighting. How new
mm-hmm,
Miss Marvel is in fighting.
yeah,
mm-hmm,
I liked
mm-hmm.
it. Mhm.
I like
it
the
was
music when they started playing like Bon Jovi.
Brown
no,
Jovi
no.
cracked
We're
up.
not talking about Brown Jovi. We're
They're
not
a real
doing that
band.
here.
They're a real band.
No,
Yeah,
I
they're a real band.
was so upset when they're like, "We're Brown Jovi." I wanted to turn the TV off because I am sick and tired of Muslims being corny.
Okay,
But corny is fun.
Corny's hilarious.
Corny is
No, that was
fun.
so bad. My sister died, but I was just sitting there with a straight face, like, no, this is not true. This can't be real.
They're a real band.
Well, I love the wedding. The scenes were great,
Yeah,
and yeah. One fact, you know how Taysha has a little brother
Mhm.
yeah.
on the show? He's supposed to be like older and like friends with Kamala in the comics. So I
Oh,
guess they didn't really have
I
time
don't
for that.
remember
But
too much
yeah.
about it,
Mm-hmm.
so I can't really talk about it. I don't remember too
But
much.
this FYI, like he's like older in the comics. I forgot. But
aw, they made him
Mhm.
little.
yeah, they made him littler. But he stole the shoes, which is cool.
He stole
He
all
was
the
just
shoes.
stealing the shoes.
He
Yeah.
did steal all the shoes. I think the biggest mood moment for me at the wedding was when Kamala pulled. We forgot a key character. We forgot Kamran.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
When he
when
came in
Kamran
episode
comes
2.
in, yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
meet Kamran. But like when he comes in and he's like informing Kamala, like my mom's coming to kill you, bruh. You and your family need to get out of here. And she's like, bro, what the heck? We can't just leave in the middle of the wedding. He's like, well, she's going to kill you and everyone around you, regardless.
Mhm.
My sister in Islam, like, but the biggest mood of that whole scene after she pulls the fire alarm was the brother going back and getting the
To
money.
get the money. That
Yes.
was hilarious.
And I said, yes,
That's important.
yes, because you have $786
Dollars
That is
dollars.
in your bank account.
So take the money and leave. Because his priorities
Yes,
are
sir.
correct.
No. I have $786 in my bank account, sir.
I need to get the money and
And you're married? What?
You're getting married too.
And you're getting married? Don't you have to
Funny.
pay the woman? What did she ask you? Is this before or after? What are you
I
giving
don't know
her?
exactly. Is this before or
Exactly. I want to know
after?
how much was the diary.
Was this
now? I
before or
wonder.
after?
Like, have you given it to her already? Is that why there's only $700 in there?
Yeah, the questions.
That might be it. I hope that's it. I hope that's it.
But, yeah. Love the
But yeah,
I
no,
wedding
did
that
like
scene
the
was really
parents
nice.
when he talks to him about it. Yeah, that was good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also one thing I forgot about was when he talked about the imam that Kamala Khan talked with in, like in the beginning and of the episode, and like when during the wedding preparations. That whole conversation was great. It was coming from the comics.
Good is not what
I
you
enjoyed
are;
it.
it's what you do.
Yeah.
Straight
So
from
that
the
was
comics,
cool.
I believe, right? I think
I
that was also
don't
in
know
the
if
comics.
exactly, but
I'm sure
in
it
the
was in the
comics
comics.
they have a conversation with each other about
Similar to that.
similar to the show. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I remember from the comics, and I was just really appreciative of the
Mhm.
relationship between Kamala and the
The
imam.
imam.
Yes, they have a good relationship. I know she goes to him still for a lot of questions and
For
advice.
other reasons and other events, and not just this.
I don't want to
Like,
spoil
they have
too
to
much, but
about the
Kamala
comics.
does kiss
Yeah.
a person. I'm not going to tell which person it was. But Kamala does kiss a person, one of the love interests, and then she goes to,
Mhm.
and then after that happens,
Mom.
she then goes to the mom to talk about it, like
Yeah, exactly.
I think I remember that.
yeah, or something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because I was
Mhm.
shocked.
I was shocked,
Mm-hmm.
I was
and they
shocked
hinted
too.
that
But
in the last. They hinted that in the last episode. So I'm not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's move on because we run out of time. So let's quickly talk about each
Episode 4
and then
now.
6 episodes. Let's give us more time because a lot happened. Yeah.
So episode 4, was when she goes to Karachi. Right?
Mhm.
Yes,
hmm
because during the
And
fight scene at the wedding, they
hmm
They see the
she sees
train.
the train. She sees the train,
Mhm.
and her grandma's like, "You saw the train?"
Yeah, the car.
Ah,
ah,
because like emphasizing that the mom knew so much,
Yeah.
but they never explain any of that. They don't
Nope.
explain it in episode 4, 5, or 6
Mm-mm.
because the grandma was like, "I saw the train. That means your mother saw it too." And the
But the
entire
mother did
time,
not talk about it.
yeah,
at
yeah, nope.
all, the entire time, the mom was like, "Who are those people you were with at the wedding?" And in my mind, I was like, she didn't even see the people that came in. She didn't know that they were affiliated with Kamala.
Mm-mm.
hmm
So I was like, huh? And then we get to look.
hmm
Look.
The mom didn't say a word. And she was like, oh, was that you? Are you the light girl? Girl, you knew. You been knew.
Anyways,
Yeah.
how do you feel about episode 4? I love the fight scene in this episode. It was great. It was more intense and more like
And people were dying and people
Mhm.
were really sad.
people were dying.
You know,
It was
the
red.
show is still rated G, right? So kids seeing it might have been affected. You know?
Yeah.
PG-13.
It's not PG-13, it's G.
It's
It's a
rated
whole
G.
G
People was
show.
It's
dying
rated
like
G.
that.
It's rated
Yeah,
G,
and
yeah.
yeah.
It's rated G. So
Mhm.
there's also another thing that people are like, kind of side note, but we can just talk about a teeny bit, but like criticism about the show, people saying it's trash and cringy, just because it's like
It's like
for the younger
for a
audience
younger
doesn't mean
audience.
it's bad. Like, I don't know why
Yeah,
people can't just
I
like,
know. And if
if
you
you
don't
don't
want to
like
know,
it,
you
that's
don't have
fine, but it
to.
doesn't mean it's trash, you know?
Yeah,
There's a
I
People
difference
just
know.
getting
between
on different
saying,
shows.
there's a difference between saying something's trash and then something you just don't like. If it's not your
Mhm.
taste, that's fine. But again, you have to remind you, it is similar to Spider-Man. And if you like Spider-Man still, but don't like this, then there's another issue
Yeah.
that you're trying,
Mhm.
There
there's
is
something
another
else you don't like about
There's
it.
something that you're
Yeah.
not
That's
revealing
another
to
thing.
your true self.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway.
so
Anyways.
are the fights we're talking about the fight between the first
Like the
Red
red.
Dagger? It was confusing to me
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
there's like a lot of plot holes
Yes.
in Miss Marvel
Yes.
that
Mhm.
I was kind of picking at because
Mhm.
they were in a place that said, danger under construction, and there was people on the other side of this sign, and they are like going to town on the opposite side of the sign that says do not enter.
Mhm.
And I'm like, ain't nobody seeing this.
No, I guess
I
not.
don't think they care.
Because then
Really
they're
doesn't
like,
care.
hey, you're not supposed to be here. And it's like, my brother in Islam, they've been here for like 30 minutes going to town.
Anyway.
But like I liked the hidden pathway that they got into there. Like they come to
Mhm.
pick up a bag of food and he like pushes an oven and it goes back to
Yeah.
this fantastical,
Yeah.
like very, very
Mhm.
Islamic
Mhm.
artwork,
Mhm.
like just
Mhm.
draped everywhere. It was really beautiful. And it like
Mhm.
the way they explained the difference between the
Mhm.
clandestines and the real, I'll say real world kind of made sense a little bit more to me.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Candescence is cool. I did like there. I mean, it's my least favorite episode, but it's still a good episode.
What's
Like,
the
Yeah.
name of the
like,
Red Dagger guy that she meets? I
uh,
forgot his name.
I
Who's
forget.
from Into the Badlands? The
Yeah,
actor.
doctor.
What was his name?
So
Oh,
I
I
was
like
saying,
him
like, I
too.
did like
Mhm.
the scenes where she's like hanging out with his people, like eating the spicy rice.
Eating spicy
She eating
out
a
of the bag.
biryani in a bag.
Yeah, running in the bag, and then
Mhm.
of course she's a foreigner, even though she's a foreigner, so she
Yeah.
gets like ripped off, and like, oh, of course, it happens to all of us.
Horrible.
But
Horrible.
um, Yeah, and then the grandmother or the great grandmother. No,
Yeah.
it's a
Oh yeah, meeting
grandmother.
that.
Yeah, the
And,
And her
grandmother.
conversations with her mom, like all of those conversations were
like to see the generational trauma,
Yeah.
things getting
yeah.
passed on.
I
Things
appreciated
that,
how
Mhm.
the Adon was in the background when she was talking
Mhm.
about family and
yes, I
stuff.
love that.
I was like,
Mhm.
I love
oh, my
that.
brain went to like, should I be praying? Because I forgot what time
Right?
it was. I was like,
Right.
oh,
What time
snap.
is it?
Mhm.
Um,
Right. And then they go back in time for episode 5. How do you
Yeah,
like episode 5?
she's pretty. Aisha is
By the
pretty.
way, the actor, her great
The
grandmother,
actor is pretty.
so pretty.
she's so
And
pretty.
the hubby, the husband, is pretty. You know.
It was just a pretty family. Just everyone was
Sweet
pretty.
family, yeah. I like their love story, was cute. and
He was
He
everything.
like,
didn't kill a man.
hey, can you just stop trampling on my roses, please?
No, but
Like, you're out here
keep
stepping on the damn
roses.
flowers.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Horrible.
you see all the scenes about the petition, like real live photos and from like
Like you see, like the video they show
all
in
of
the
that.
beginning is a real video
Mm-hmm.
too.
Yeah,
The
like
real
the
actual.
whole
Oh, really?
petition.
I think it's an
Mhm.
actual. I might be wrong, but I think it actually is a real video
Real footage, yeah, I think so.
about people
That's so cool.
about them actually talking
Mhm.
about the petition. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
See, they-
interesting. I feel weird to say that that's so cool about something horrible that happened,
Yeah,
but
like-
very
but
interesting.
I like that they're like
Provided
making
that.
accurate, like historical accurate
Yeah.
things in the show. That's
Oh, we got to mention this, but I do like how the title sequence of each episode is cool, and then like how
yes. I like
and
how for
the
episode 4
ending
they had it in
sequence
a
when they
different language.
for these
Yeah.
two episodes, the ending sequence was different too, like the music
Yeah.
Mhm.
style.
Yeah, the ending sequence was like
Yeah,
Karachi instead of Jersey
of
City.
Jersey. Yeah,
Mhm.
so that's cool. But
He's
yeah,
a fish out of water in Karachi.
I really
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
one of-
art that was put
Mhm.
into this. So many art was put into the show. Like
Mhm.
apparently there was 99 title sequences made. Like
Really?
Wow.
But like,
I
they're
like
so
how they do all the
great.
Miss Marvel different like ways to say Miss Marvel.
and then the
like,
ending scene, all
different-
scenes from the comics. The photos, all scenes from the comics.
the comic
Um,
book, like they showed some of the comic,
Yeah,
like how the characters look like in the comics versus like the show. Like they have how
Yeah.
the brother look like in the comics, how her friend look like in
Mhm.
the comics, stuff like that. I really like it was one of my favorite title sequences.
I would
It's
say
from
so.
the Disney Plus shows.
And the
It's, like,
music was nice
incredible.
too.
Yeah, they featured like Pakistani artists and stuff like that. So which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Apparently,
Anything else about episode 5?
apparently
People like.
Kamala can time travel back to in time.
Yes.
And
Oh, I like the hair
Great
part.
And
Like,
then-
this was kind of
she can time
interesting.
travel.
and that's
Yeah.
how it happened. Like, because they
Mhm.
know the story. Like, oh, there was a magic rainbow trail, and she was brought into the. That's Kamala apparently did that.
Right.
Right? It's
But
crazy.
it doesn't matter. You're here. Like, how do you know who I am, Aisha?
Like, it's crazy.
I had
It
so
was
many
weird.
questions.
And so it
that
was
will never get
confusing.
answered.
And apparently, like, didn't we learn an end game? I guess maybe it's a different type of time travel, but didn't we learn an end game that like if you go back in time, you start a different timeline track? I don't know. There's just a different
That's a
rules of
question for
time
Doctor
travel.
Strange.
And that's a
Not right.
separate thing. We don't need to answer it
Mhm.
here, but let me just say that.
But I feel like
Marvel's
it
violating.
he's not gonna change
that
timeline at all. I don't think that changed the timeline at all because
didn't
she
change
ended
the
up finding
timeline
the
because
father.
it already happened, right?
It already like
Yeah.
happened, so I don't think that caused issues.
It's
But-
I guess it's Bengal powers versus
Single powers.
Bengal powers.
And
Also,
Harry
is it
Potter
Bengal?
reference was interesting, but yeah, if you noticed similarities with Harry Potter, it was interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of good.
I want to know what's going to happen if she ever gets her hands on the other Bengal.
Oh.
Oh yeah, because there's another one. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
We'll see. I can't wait for the movie The Marvels, which is coming out
Mhm.
next year.
Is that a
It'll
year
show up
from
in-
now?
Yeah,
It's a year from now.
2023. I said.
Wait, there's a movie coming out?
Yeah, the Marvels. You saw?
They're called
Okay,
The
yeah.
Marvel.
Okay, I read on episode 5. We can talk about episode 6. And we can talk about
We could talk about episode
Mhm.
6 right now.
right now.
Episode 6.
My
Let's go.
favorite finale of the
Best
Disney
finale
Plus
is
shows,
Disney Plus, in my opinion, because
in my opinion. But yeah,
it
my
was
favorite.
pretty
Episode
good.
6 was
Mhm.
intense.
Mhm.
Kamran
Cameron was being
had
big.
some problems going on.
Yes,
Cameron
he
was
was
doing
going
too
through
much.
something.
He was
He was
doing
going
too
through
much.
something. He was
I
going through
But
when
something.
I
Bruno said,
understand his
"Don't
pain though.
tell him," I was like, "Tell him now," because when
Tell
she
him.
finally
I think
told
she
him,
tried to tell him, but then got interrupted. I don't know what happened.
I was like, "Tell him you didn't kill it."
Yeah, but I think he kind of found out that she didn't kill her. I
Mhm.
think I think that was brought across. I don't
It,
know. That was
I
all
don't
too
remember
fast.
it being brought up.
Mhm.
She said, "Your mother sacrificed herself." So I guess that.
Okay, I
Yeah,
guess
they
that
Mhm.
said
counts.
that.
I guess
But
that
it was everything was happening too fast. So it wasn't like a big, huge moment. It was just like a one-liner. And then,
yeah,
Mhm.
because that was what they did in the high school was beautiful. What they did with the foam in the science
oh,
classroom,
that was
Mhm.
imagine
amazing. The
this
whole
is what
plan, the whole plan,
the
Oh,
whole
and
plan
then
was
dangerous.
good all the way
Teens
up to the
being teens,
softball.
Mhm.
teens beating teens, holy the hoodie. Oh, they can multiply now. Like, come on.
I was like,
This
"My
racist
God,
woman, white
come
woman, this
on."
Also,
racist
damage
white woman was
control
doing too
doing too
much
much for a teen, for
That
for a
lady,
teenagers
teen.
doing too much. They
Lady.
had the weapon that they used on the Hulk with them,
yes.
They were
barging
shooting
into
up
I
a
was
a
high
like, I was
school.
like,
Like
she
what?
barging into a high school.
did she not say that she was like, I want those kids alive? And at one
Yes.
point she was just
Yeah,
like,
didn't she say
this is
that?
why you don't just give any this is why you don't give powers to just anybody, to people like them. And I
But
was
like,
like,
what do you
people
mean
like
people like them?
them.
People
She
like
was like,
them?
yeah, kids. I was like, man, you was one hop, skip, and a jump away from saying something racist. I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah.
But
They
like
came
she
in,
wanted them alive, but then like was
they
shooting
shooting them.
supersonic beams,
Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, no.
make it make
Oh,
sense.
Same.
what does that mean?
By the way, I loved how her friends all gang like brought up together, ganged up together, and had this whole plan and everything. That was great. Nakia, I like her moment
What's
when they were in the mosque. And I was like, don't go into that room. And then the room, I was like, oh, this is my secret like boyfriend. I was like, what?
She was like, you got that on tape.
like that was hilarious.
Like
Okay.
their mom put halal and haram cups
Her
on them.
Oh,
cups,
And I
those
was like,
hats,
this is
hats.
beautiful.
I
This
died.
house had me dying. And then Bruno had it her hat and Cameron had the whole hat on. I'm like, what's going on?
What are
Perfectly
you wearing?
fine.
Oh, okay, so yeah. What are you wearing?
Anyway.
What are you wearing? Also, beautiful costume. Amazing.
Yes.
She looks
Mhm.
amazing. She looks
Oh,
great.
love her new
Loved it.
costume.
It was made in Pakistan. I was like, okay, cool. You know,
Mhm.
like very detailed. It's a little
Mhm.
different in the comics. I think she just had a bikini, right? And then she like
Yeah, she like made it herself.
she made it herself.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's a little
yeah.
different in the show. And
Mhm.
her where she got Miss Marvel the name. I really liked how they used the
Yeah.
name was like this and
Mhm.
stuff like that, you know.
Oh yeah, and the mom like used like her necklace, like
To do
how
the
do you wrote
thing.
the K Arabic letter for
Yeah.
Mhm.
K for the lightning bolt thing. So now
That's
it's like
cool.
she might not be in lightning bolt as much.
And that's actually
in
something that I liked.
Mhm.
Something that I liked a little bit better in the show than the comics.
How she got her name was better in the
Mhm.
show than
And
the
then
comics.
the
Yeah. Like the reason
Is it
behind her
true?
name. Yeah. It's different. Like how she got Miss Marvel was just because of
Captain
Captain
Marvel.
Marvel. That's
Yeah,
it.
because she was affiliated with
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. Yeah.
That's how, but I like how in this show they talk about the meaning of her name. The dad was talking about the meaning of her name and like how
I hope that's true.
that Miss Marvel.
It is true.
It is
Both are
true.
true.
Right.
And there was a conversation like that in the
In the
comics about her dad, and that was also in the comics, but like that was like after the fact
Mhm.
when she was already like associate, like already like called herself Miss Marvel. So that was like a later thing. Yeah. Mhm.
Wow.
Mhm.
And Biggin showed
Yes.
up in the fight scene.
In Begin, I was screaming inside as well because in Begin was like one of her like main moves in the comics and stuff. So when that happened, I was like, yeah. So I guess her powers are similar now. Because before I didn't really see the similarities with the comic
We did see the
powers
fist,
with the
the
show,
big
but now we
fist.
saw that like,
Yeah,
oh,
the big
so she
fist,
can
you did see
actually
the big
make
fist.
a huge fist.
She did have big
She
fist.
can actually become bigger.
And then when she grabbed Zoe in episode 1, like stretched.
That's as well. So also, yeah. What else did I like about this app?
The community just helping out, you know.
Yeah.
Banding together,
And
helping her escape.
Her mom almost passing out, realizing her daughter might die.
I
Mm-hmm.
know.
And it was like crazy, and I was like, why is she doing too much? Why is this white lady doing too much? You know, like
That's
I
why?
why
think
she
she
got
got
fired. It
fired.
doesn't matter.
She got
That's
fired.
She
why
got
she got
fired. So that was a
fired.
good
Because
thing.
She
she
got
don't
fired.
listen.
Also, something to kind of to tie in. So I don't know. Did you see Spider-Man Far From Home, Elizabeth?
Far From Home? Is that
No, not Far From Home. What am I saying? I guess all the Spider-Man, but it's specifically No Way Home.
Yeah, the
No Way
beginning of
Home?
No Way Home.
Damage Control is also
People,
like
Damage
after
Control
Spider-Man.
also like
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
introduced
like
Spider-Man.
you see, like how Damage
Yeah.
Control is different towards the Muslims as opposed to
Yeah, like walking
yes.
past the shoe section into the masjid
Yeah, that like
cringe.
twice.
cringe.
Second
Twice.
You
time
can't
it happened,
wear
I
your
was like,
shoes like
what
The
that.
are you
second time
doing?
you don't have no business doing it because you
And
know
then when
you
she
do
said
that.
chic, I was like, what are you saying?
She said,
I
I don't
didn't
have
even
time
notice
for your,
that.
I don't have time for Quranic quotes. And he was like, that's Abraham Lincoln. I
That's
was like,
Martin Luther
bruh,
King.
she,
That was
Chic, I was like, stop.
oh,
anyways. Love this finale. My favorite. I love the funny moments that
Bruno
occurred.
also helping out is great.
I know, like Cameron
Cameron,
finally knew his
Brian.
name was Bruno.
Brian. I want to know
Cameron
what she
finally knew his
mutated
name.
with.
They're friends now, which I like. I like how they're
Yeah.
becoming friends. They were relating, you know, how their parents are like kind of weird or missing. Like they were
I want to know
getting
about the
along.
mutations. I want to definitely know more about that for the next season.
Because
Yeah,
they say
Bruno is-
mutations.
So
What
they
are
hinted her as
those?
being X-Men. That's
Are
what
they
they're trying to hint.
X-Men? Is it
Mhm.
Inhuman? Are they doing like
Oh, and Bruno's leaving for Caltech, so he's like,
Yeah, so Bruno's
he's
gonna be
leaving.
gone.
Yeah,
sadness?
I wish he went to Wakanda like in the comics, but whatever.
But
Bruno,
that's too
what?
much work.
He goes to Wakanda?
He goes to
Yeah.
Wakanda. But I don't want to spoil too much. The comics are different because I think it was like Bruno and like Kamala, like there was a time where they were like kind of broken up as friends as the aftermath of like the Civil War too or something. Anyway, but
Mhm.
there's that storyline.
Mhm.
Yeah, the comics has a lot. Like thinking back, there's actually a lot of material in the
Mhm.
comics. And they
In the
tried to
comics.
bring in the Red Daggers a bit and the whole Kamala thing.
Red Daggers had a good 1.5 episodes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's so much you
basically.
can do with 6 episodes, right?
Yeah.
So, well, I can't wait to see her in the Marvels. So yeah,
So,
also Captain Marvel showed up at the end.
so they switched places, right? They switched
I
places.
think they switched places
They
because
switched places because
I
she was
think
confused, like where I
because she
am.
was confused about the room and but like, why is there pictures of me all over in this room, which is funny. It's like, oh
Wait,
shit.
what happened? When did this happen in the show?
The
Yes, after
post-credit
credit
scene.
scene. Post
After
credit
credit
scene.
scene.
Yeah.
I could have swore I watched to the very end and
Did
nothing
you
happened.
not watch that?
I
You
watched
had
to the
you
very
had
end and
to.
didn't see anything.
We
Were
have
you paying
we'll go
attention?
back and watch that again.
Now I have to go back and
It's a
again.
mid-credit scene.
Mid, because you
It's like
see
a
the 1
mid-credit.
week later, we see the X-Men thing. That didn't. That was right after the last scene. And
Okay,
then there's
maybe
some
I skipped
credits.
past it.
There's
It's
some
after
credits.
the colorful credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the
colorful
colorful credits, you
there's a post-credit
watch
scene.
that.
When Captain Marvel shows up, I was like,
Captain
oh my
Brie
god,
Larson.
OMG. I was like, whoa.
Okay, okay.
Good. So you missed it. That's
I did miss it.
interesting.
I scrolled past it.
That's interesting.
I knew I was missing something.
Well, that's what you missed.
Yeah.
Oh,
So how do you briefly? What do you think about her being X-Men, or not even X-Men? Sorry, just a mutant. Not X-Men per se.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah.
I feel like she's doing too much.
Well, she was Inhuman in the comics, and
so there is supposed to be some sort of mutation.
there was supposed to be something going on with her anyway, right?
There's some sort of mutation anyway, but it's I think they're leaning towards mutants, not Inhumans in this case.
Well, I guess we'll find out for the next part of the season.
We'll find out.
Maybe.
Any last thoughts about the show?
I think it was
overall.
Good. I think it was good Muslim representation. It was very specific to Desi people, which is fine. Like it's very specific to that. But again, people need to know that Muslims are not a monolith. So like I would like to see more different types of Muslim representation in other shows, which we do see in
I believe her friend Nakia is Turkish. I believe. I
or
think.
something like that. I think.
Yeah, but this
Yeah.
seemed more like I want to see more Black Muslims,
Of course.
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I like how we have Taisha, but she didn't really do much. Like she didn't have a
Yeah.
lot of moments.
Yeah, she didn't have a lot of moments, but they were showing it, and I think New Jersey, like Jersey City, like there is a big Black
Yeah, there's a huge
American
Black Muslim
population.
population, but you
There
wouldn't
is,
know it from Miss Marvel.
like it didn't really show that, but at the
Yeah.
same time, they were just showing the Daisy population that is there. I think I'm still kind of hurt a little bit about the Inhuman thing, but I still love the
But like
show.
I just need to move on.
I just need to move on. I don't know if I can. But that's a broader MCU problem, not even Miss Marvel problem. That's like a MCU problem. How the Inhumans are like they were done right on the show called Agents of Shield, but I don't think that's even canon anymore. So what else? Yeah, good show. The villain, Kamran's mom was kind of weird. I didn't really like her or think she was really well fleshed out. But again, it's a short show. It's not really, I don't think the purpose of the show was to have like a really cool villain. I mean, Damage Control 2 is also a villain of the story. But But yeah.
I don't like how she like quickly turned on Kamala, even though she like didn't make a decision at all about like, oh, I should help them bring them back. She didn't even like make a decision. They just all of a sudden like,
you betrayed me.
Like, betrayed me. Like she didn't do anything to you. She didn't betray you at all.
I don't even know.
So that was quick in my mind. I was like, okay, why quickly turn on her that quickly? I don't know.
She has her own issues. She has her own issues.
Can't wait for more. Can't wait for the Marvels movie.
Yes. Now that I know what's happening, I might watch
a year
it.
from now, I think July 2023.
We
just have to wait on that.
It's going to be then, like sooner than you know it. It's going to be
I do like Monica Rambeau, and I do like Captain Marvel. I do like those characters, so I'm glad waiting to see them again. Marvelani, she is Miss Marvel. I don't think she's even
literally her. She doesn't even need to act. She doesn't even need to act at all.
She does such a good job, like in real life.
Yeah.
That is her.
She's just reading a script, but the reality is she's just acting. She's
just living.
I like how she cosplayed Miss Marvel herself a couple of years ago too, and she was cute in that.
Yeah,
you should hear about her story, how she got the role. It was very like, I think I heard it on The Daily Show when she was getting interviewed by Trevor Noah. Like she talked about her story, how she like got the role. It was pretty cool and stuff. And that's her first like acting, like
major acting role.
Just really cool.
And she's with Disney, so she's set for life.
She is set.
Yeah, she's like 19 now, so she's still young.
Or 20 years.
I'm surprised they didn't cast like a 30-year-old person to do this.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Good job for her. Good for her.
Good job.
Good for her.
Yeah.
All right, then I guess we should end.
Definitely miss things out, but there's so much to talk about. You can't talk about everything.
Okay. All right, then. That was it. That's our Miss Marvel episode from Religiously Nerdy, and stay tuned for more future episodes to come.
Yep. Bye.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.